Please rise for a silent reflection and pledge allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have a roll call, Jim.
Mrs. Cynthia?
Here.
Mrs. King?
Here.
Mr. O'Brien?
Here.
Mr. Schuler?
Here.
Mr. Tinkin?
Here.
Mr. Vorbach? Mayor Mechanico?
Here. Please read the Open Meetings Act.
Pursuant to the requirements of New Jersey's Open Public Meetings Act, notice of this meeting was included in the annual meeting notice filed in the office of the Borough Clerk, posted on the Borough website and in the municipal building, published as a legal notice in the CoStar newspaper, and mailed to those requesting notice and providing payment in accordance with Borough policy.
Thank you. Need a motion to approve the agenda in a second.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Do we have any questions on the agenda? Roll call, Jim.
Mrs. Cynthia?
Yes.
Mrs. King?
Yes.
Mr. O'Brien?
Yes.
Mr. Schuler?
Yes.
Mr. Tinkin?
Yes.
Thank you. No minutes at this time, no presentations, nothing scheduled for a public hearing. We'll move right to the public comment section of the meeting, where you may speak on any agenda item. You step forward, give your name and address on any agenda item. Seeing no hands, you close this public comment section. Motion to close it.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Discussion item, we have the Monmouth County Community Development Housing Rehabilitation Program.
Yes, Mayor, you'll recall at our last meeting, this matter was part of our correspondence, and at that time, there seemed to be some consensus of the council to terminate the agreement. I had the opportunity to meet with Mr. Redmond from the Community Development Program. His recommendation was that given the status of the COA issue, that rather than terminate the agreement, the borough just simply request that it be put on hold at this point. And the advantage there is that nothing would happen unless the borough actually funds any of these rehabilitations. But in the event that the COA issue does come back and the borough wish to proceed with the indigenous rehab of existing structures, this would already be in place.
So,
Good.
and $90,000?
The contract provides for the rehabilitation of, let me just make sure that I have it in front of me, provides for a total of 5 units in the amount of, it would be $30,000 per unit. So,
3 units.
but currently, and if you look actually at page 3 of the agreement, this contract contemplated a total of 5 units to be rehabilitated over the 9-year period. So far, and if you look at the calendar, in the year 2014, we would have been doing our 3rd one at this time, which is why the cover letter references the 3 units at $30,000 apiece.
So just put it on hold and don't.
Until they figure it out.
They're asking for 90, he thought they were asking for 90,000. They're asking for 90,000 now because it's 3 years into the contract with 3 units that need to be built at 30,000 apiece, which is 90,000. Over the length of the contract to 2018, 5 units times 30,000 is 150,000.
And the original concept, as I understand it, was that the borough was either identified or had been assigned a number of 5 units that required rehabilitation. So this program would have staggered that out with 1 every other year. But since the whole COA issue was put on hold back in 2010, probably just around the same time this contract was entered into, the borough has not provided any of the funding, and therefore none of these rehabilitations have taken place.
So if we put it on hold, nothing will happen automatically, right? This
That's
money
correct.
will not be spent without our approval.
That's correct.
I just want to be clear of that. Okay. Then I'm okay with tabling it.
And this $90,000 figure isn't completely accurate because there's other associated costs that they're not putting forth, right?
Actually, as I
Or it
understand,
is.
that $30,000 reflects the $25,000 average cost per unit plus the $5,100 administration cost. So it's actually $30,100 per unit.
Right, but this is a state program, right?
Well, this is actually, it's,
Because if it's a state program, that 5,100 probably looks more,
well, the concept here was that the borough would be funding these rehabilitations of existing structures rather than, as a way to avoid the need to build affordable housing under code. So,
I'm just trying to remember a time when a state cost projection was accurate.
You're like,
Not my life, so yeah, I'm good with putting on hold for now.
Okay. Well, we'll take that gentleman's recommendation.
Sorry.
Okay. Not everybody's good with that. Thank you, Jay. The council reports. We'll start with Councilman O'Brien.
All right, I have a report from the Finance Committee. I met with Jay last week, preliminary discussions on the budget, and we just came up with some dates about when we will be presenting that budget and when there will be a special meeting to present the budget to the public. So we'll bring it up at first on the Monday, March 24th meeting. That's when it will be introduced. We'll review it on the March 31st meeting. That's going to be a special meeting that it's just about the budget. And then we'll actually introduce the budget, if all goes as planned, on April 14th, which is a regular meeting. And then the final public hearing on that will be on Monday, May 12th, again, a regular meeting. And if all goes well, then we'll ratify at that point. That's my
31st
report.
is a special meeting?
Yes.
March 31st will be a special meeting, yes.
Thank you for that. We didn't have those in the last couple of years.
Thanks to Jay.
Okay. Everybody's available?
and Mayor, with the council's approval, that budget meeting, the special meeting, we'll schedule, I can do 7, 7:30, whatever is convenient for the council. If there's a preference one way or the other.
Anyone have a preference?
7:30 is better for me.
7:30 is fine.
And that meeting is just going to be a presentation of the initial budget, is that
To
what?
the council, yeah.
To the council.
Actually, we will be presenting on the 24th, so everybody will have the information available for a week.
This will
before the
be,
meeting
we'll go
to actually-
through it, and if you have
So we'll have that
suggestions
before the
or
meeting?
changes that we want to make, that's,
Thank you.
then we'll get it done.
Sounds good, thank you.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, Tom.
Well, that's the end of my
Councilman
report. Sorry.
Schuler. That is it?
That's it. That's what I was saying.
Councilman Schuler,
I have nothing to report.
Councilwoman King.
It may be a little presumptuous, but I would like to publicly thank Patrolman Schaefer and Patrolman Mike Matunis, Bob Schaefer and Mike Matunis, for the negotiations that we have been going through for the PBA agreement. Jay and I have been the representation on the borough side, and those two officers were the representation for the other officers that are in Spring Lake Heights PBA. And I feel that we did make some great accomplishments, and I'm certainly hoping that everything will go ahead and be ratified this evening. And I just want to, again, publicly thank both of them for their dedication and hard work and what we have been doing. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. Councilwoman Finley.
No, I'm very happy that there were no snowstorms at the last meeting. Maybe a little bit of one, but, all right, no report.
Thank you. Councilman Timken.
Yeah, Mayor, it's daylight saving time, so spring is around the corner, hopefully quite quickly. We have, Little League getting off the ground, so on and so forth. So I think it's a good time. I'd like to propose, Mayor, that I form a working group of residents, borough officials, Board of Ed folks, to discuss some, upgrades to Allaire Park, some ideas for that park and other parks that we have as well. We have a lot of open space in the town. Perhaps we can put together a working group and maybe create somewhat of a strategic plan in terms of things that we can do in phases to upgrade our parks, community center, so on and so forth. But I think, I think something like that requires the input of a broad group of people. So we can perhaps as a working group meet a couple times and bring some ideas to the council so that the council can take a look at what the residents are thinking and move forward in an organized manner in terms of looking at these parks. Because there's been a lot of discussion about Allaire Park, so other parks as well. So let's just get that discussion out on the table, brainstorm ideas, bring them to the council so the council can make some decisions and we can move forward and begin to upgrade the things that we have here in town.
We have a few grants coming in, right? Doesn't Joe May have some bids for the parks?
We are currently out to bid on improvements to Allaire Road and Ocean Road. Those improvements are primarily resurfacing the existing tennis courts, basketball courts, as well as some drainage improvements. Those are being funded both by the borough as well as through a county open space grant.
I thought we were updating the playgrounds too.
And
Oh, okay,
playgrounds.
all right, okay.
Yeah, but I know the Board of Ed has, they have things that they want to do, we have things that we want to do, so I'd like to include them in on the discussions because I think there's a possible synergy there where we can look at all the space that is owned municipally and also with the Board of Ed to come up with a plan that could work for everybody. But in order to do that, we need multiple voices and a couple meetings to brainstorm ideas. So I'm going to put that forth and
Well, that's like a mayor advisory committee?
Well,
Didn't we get rid of it?
well.
no, I want to put together a working group.
This is Chris' idea.
Yeah, from the recreation point of view, the
Oh,
mayor
okay.
obviously can sit on it, he can sit on any committee he wants.
Sounds good.
But this is more of a working group to bring ideas, non-binding ideas, to start a discussion at the council level.
That's a good idea, because you know how rumors start. Things
Yeah, so let's get it going.
So that sounds good, Chris.
Sounds good.
Any specific dates you maybe even need from me at this time? Names,
Well,
nothing specific.
we could talk about a mix of borough officials. I think if you're talking about parks, you definitely want the police chief to be involved. I think you definitely want the borough engineer to be involved. I know if we're going to talk to the Board of Ed, you want the facilities committee from the Board of Ed involved. That's usually one or two people. Superintendent of the schools would be a good person as well. Environmental Commission, beautification, I think should be involved. Some residents. I know there's some interest from Little League there. So I think you have a good cross-section. We have the ability to tap into a cross-section of people who can all bring their own ideas, and then we can kind of see, what is the inventory here? What can we do with the inventory? What do we want to do? And then just bring ideas forward to the council.
And hopefully reach a consensus. Thank you.
Well, it's not that this working group will reach a consensus on a plan, but I think they can come with 3 or 4 ideas for the council to mull over, and then the council can reach a consensus. And I was going to ask Jay to be involved in that as well. So what I'll do is I can send you some dates in terms of when I think we can get a couple meetings. I don't think I don't think you spend 5 or 6 meetings on this. I think you spend 2 meetings. You get down to business, you brainstorm, and you come here. And I think especially since we have the budget looming over us, we want to get some ideas sooner rather than later.
I have to agree, from the beautification committee, 2 years ago, they got together and they started talking. They brought a lot of things to the mayor's attention, and also to, at the time, Councilman Zivers' attention, who was head of finance, and they brought up about the fact that they wanted signs, the new signs on either side, and also painting and upkeep of the community center. It kind of had a facelift, and it was not a lot of money for those things, but it does make a difference when you come inside and you see the nice new sign and the community center's all painted, and it was done with the public works staff for the most part, so it wasn't a big. But I agree, you bring a lot of ideas out.
Okay, sounds good, Chris, thank you. Well, that's it. We have the reports, notices and correspondence. So everyone have a chance to look at those. Is there anything on here, Jay, that we really have to discuss?
Mayor, 2 items that should at least be brought to the public's attention. First of all, I'll note that the revenue report is a new information that's being compiled and distributed on a monthly basis, just to track the most important revenues through the course of the year. The third item under reports and notices, the Monmouth County Sheriff OEM Office of Emergency Management. I noticed that our Emergency Management Coordinator, Rita Murphy, is in attendance tonight and has been participating in the County Hazard Mitigation Plan upgrade process. And that is ongoing. And part of that process requires that the municipality at public meetings make the announcement that we are participating in the upgrade of, or the update of the hazard mitigation plan that's prepared by the county. That process began more than a year ago, and it's proceeding. And again, on a somewhat regular basis, we'll just be making the announcement that that process is underway.
Okay. Does Ms. Murphy have anything you would like to say?
Once the, according to the latest information, the county hazard mitigation
I can't hear you.
update page.
Move up to the mic.
Monmouth County updates their plan update, which is currently under development, and once that's done, then the borough can obviously link to that for some information. It's an ongoing process where we hope to get input from business leaders and community residents on that. But some other things that I just did want to bring up real quickly, in addition to that, was there's a new beginnings program for anyone in Monmouth County for Sandy survivor support groups, and they can call 732-673-0346. And some information, and groups are facilitated by trained disaster case managers, and everything is free of charge. A lot of times you can get information about some programs you didn't know about. Bring more, in case you wondered, like a helicopter that's flying around, it's blue. JCP&L is conducting aerial surveillance, so don't be alarmed. It's not anything it shouldn't be. JCP&L is also relying heavily on social media, as a lot of other towns have done, and Belmar apparently is extremely successful in doing that. So JCP&L is encouraging customers to go onto Facebook to report an outage in a tab. You can then, when you submit the report, you're asked to enter your phone number associated with your account, and confirmation will be provided. You can receive status updates on the outages by logging in. You can also get things, text messages to you. You can get the status of like when the crew will be coming, what their progress is. And you can also call, obviously they have their 800 number. Right, I can't see it. Anyway, you can also download an application for your phone to make accessing the information a little bit quicker. Last but not least, I know during Sandy, every conversation was about where to get gas, who's got gas, who's out of gas, what station closed. In the state of New Jersey, Office of Emergency Management has identified key gas stations along the state corridors, and they're making some funding available, so we hope that gas stations in our area will actually apply for these portable backup generator systems, or auto-ROMs, and they can allow, they can get a grant of $15,000 to purchase what they call a Quick Connect, which is a portable generator, and others that can, with fuel storage capacity greater than 35,000 gallons, are eligible for up to $65,000 in funding towards an auto-run generator. So in our particular area, we hope that they actually will, because the program is voluntary, they would be mainly based in Brielle and Wall on Route 34, those stations. I believe there is one Amarada Hess and Wall on Route 70, Brielle Route 70 and Old Bridge Road, Wall Route 34, and then Exxon on Lair Road. So there's 4 in our area. They seem a little bit out of the way, but they're pretty big stations with more facilities. So we hope and encourage that should they apply for this, we'll be able to tell residents having forbid we have another situation for them. So, thank you.
For your information, the gas station on corner Wall and 71 has already put an emergency generator in.
Right, but these were other
I know,
facilities,
but
right?
in case you're looking for gas, well, no, they've already put one in.
Is it an auto on or?
Yeah, it comes on automatic and you can get gas.
Right, it's my understanding that some of the owners of the franchises of some of the stations, or the 7-Elevens even, is that it's deemed, you know, the company that they have the franchise with kind of deems their status of whether or not they even qualify to have it, unfortunately. Thank you.
Thank you, Rita.
Mayor, also,
Yes,
if
go ahead.
I may, under the notices, the next item deals with the Monmouth County CDBG program, and this is the notification that the program process has started, and with the council's approval, I would suggest the following, that at our next meeting, March 24th, that at that time we would provide notice for any public comments for consideration as to an application to be submitted to the CDBG program. That's the first public notice requirement that is required prior to us submitting an application. And then I would also be scheduling for a formal hearing on April 28th, based on the results of that, of our next meeting, any public comments we have. By way of background, you'll recall that last year, the borough submitted an application for improvements to the community center. Those were not funded. It would certainly be my recommendation that we resubmit that application this year. Hopefully, it'll be better received. But we still need to go through the process. As I said, at our next meeting on the 24th, we'll be soliciting suggestions from the public for any items to be considered. And then at our April 28th meeting, we'll have a formal public hearing on the application. And the application deadline is July 11th, but we expect to have that application in fairly soon after the 28th of April, given that we expect that it will be the same application we submitted last year.
Good, please.
Did we get feedback on why we weren't funded last year? Is there a
In
reason?
general, the way the process works is that each community that participates in the CDBG program has a representative that is required to sit through several hours of presentations, and then each representative has the ability to rank all of the applications. Last year, I believe there were some 30 applications submitted. About 7 or 8 were funded, and I believe we were about 10. So it is our hope that the familiarity with the planned improvements will generate some additional interest, and that we'll get our ranking up a little bit higher.
Okay, Jay. Thank you. Anything else on there?
One final item there.
Yes.
There's the notice from the Monmouth County Planning Board regarding their master plan municipal representative, and they're requesting that you appoint someone to serve as the borough's representative to the master plan update process.
Well, first I would ask for volunteers, and then if I don't receive a volunteer, I'll appoint someone.
They are requesting or suggesting that a member of the planning board or governing body.
Okay. Planning board,
But,
do we have any volunteers here?
If nobody will volunteer, I will volunteer. I mean, I'm only been here.
But I think
for-
first, I think first, you should see if you can get a volunteer from the planning board, because the planning board
Would be
is more, it is more adaptable to that.
Yeah, they can't do it.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I think it's somebody that, I think you should have somebody that's been here a long time on it too. I mean,
I'll go for a planning board member first, Jay, and then we'll start there. All right, thank you. have an ordinance introduction. This will be ordinance number 2014-2, an ordinance of Borough of Atlantic Heights establishing the police department's salary and wages for the year 2014-2018.
And Mayor, as indicated, this is an ordinance by title for introduction. It's somewhat out of order only because of the way our agenda is structured, but
Yes.
As Councilwoman King has indicated, this reflects the results of the recently concluded negotiations with the PBA for the collective bargaining agreement for the period January 1 of this year, and this runs for a 5-year period.
Okay, so I need a motion and a second.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Do we have any questions on this ordinance? No roll call, Jay?
Mrs. Cynthia?
Yes.
Mrs. King?
Yes.
Mr. O'Brien?
Yes.
Mr. Schuler?
Yes.
Mr. Tinkin?
Yes.
Thank you. Do we need a date for the public?
That'll be scheduled for our next meeting.
Thank you.
We should thank Jay and Councilwoman King for
Yes.
negotiating that.
Thank you.
with the credential.
Thanks.
Well,
Yes, you have our gratitude. Thank you. And also the police, of course. Resolution R 2014-53. This is a resolution authorizing the execution of the collective bargaining agreement with the police department for that time frame, 2014 to 2018.
Right, and Mayor, although it may be somewhat repetitive, specifically this does reflect a 5-year contract that provides in general for a 2% increase. It also provides for the elimination of longevity and educational incentive for new hires. It expands the existing 7-step patrolling guide to be a 9-step patrolling guide. Essentially, we'll have the details more specifically at the public hearing, but that is the general aspects of the agreement.
Thank you. Need a motion and a second?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Second, any questions? Roll call, Jay.
Mrs. Cynthia?
Yes.
Mrs. King?
Yes.
Mr. O'Brien?
Yes.
Mr. Schuler?
Yes.
Mr. Tinkin?
Yes.
Thank you. A resolution R 2014-54, authorizing adjustment for a water sewer account. Need a motion and a second?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Do we have any questions? Roll call, Jay.
Mrs. Cynthia?
Yes.
Mrs. King?
Yes.
Mr. O'Brien?
Yes.
Mr. Schuler?
Yes.
Mr. Tinkin?
Yes.
Thank you. A resolution R 2014-55, approving issuance of alcohol beverage control social permit. I need a motion and a second.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any questions? Roll call, Jay.
Mrs. Cynthia?
Yes.
Mrs. King?
Yes.
Mr. O'Brien?
Yes.
Mr. Schuler?
Yes.
Mr. Tinkin?
Yes.
Thank you. Resolution R 2014-56, reimbursing Waterford for their electricity bill. Need a motion and a second.
Make that motion.
I'll second.
Any questions? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Cynthia?
Yes.
Mrs. King?
Yes.
Mr. O'Brien?
Yes.
Mr. Schuler?
Yes.
Mr. Tinkin?
Yes.
Thank you. Resolution R 2014-57, approving the consent agenda. Need a motion and a second.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Any questions? Roll call, Chair.
Mrs. Cynthia?
Yes.
Mrs. King?
Yes.
Mr. O'Brien?
Yes.
Mr. Schuler?
Yes.
Mr. Tinkin?
Yes.
Thank you. A motion to move the bill to the Finance Committee.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Any questions? Roll call, Jay.
Mrs. Cynthia?
Yes.
Mrs. King?
Yes.
Mr. O'Brien?
Yes.
Mr. Schuler?
Yes.
Mr. Tinkin?
Yes.
Thank you. Resolution R 2014-58, approving the claims for the March 7, 2014 bill list.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Any questions?
And Mayor, I may just want to reference for the record that the resolution had a typographical error under Fund T21. The decimal point was misplaced, but the addition, the sum adds up to the correct number.
Roll call, Jay.
Mrs. Cynthia?
Yes. Oh, yes, sorry.
Mrs. King?
Yes.
Mr. O'Brien?
Yes.
Mr. Schuler?
Yes.
Mr. Tinkin?
Yes. I thought maybe you were using some state accounting there.
This point of the meeting, we have the public comment, where you may step forward and speak on anything that's on your mind. Just step forward, give your name and address.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'd like to bring you all up to speed on an incident that happened a week ago tonight. It was 9 o'clock at night, 19 degrees out. Your police department was dispatched to a house fire in the Fairway Views. That's a 4-unit housing unit. When your officers arrived, the fire was coming out of the top windows, smoke was coming out the doors. In the confusion of the situation, we weren't sure if it was occupied or not, so your officers went inside as far as they can go, trying to locate somebody. Neighbors had accounted for the victim, a 66-year-old woman who suffered from advanced Parkinson's disease. So she would certainly have had a difficult time getting out herself, if not for the efforts of next-door neighbors who were made aware of this. Within a very short amount of time, your fire department was on scene. They kept it contained to the upper floor, and most importantly, they kept it from spreading into the adjacent units. They were there, I think until about 11 o'clock at night in the cold weather. The public works was there. They took care of the road conditions once all the units left, so there was no icing or any of that nature. I'd just like to make you all aware of that. I didn't hear it discussed at this meeting, so I'd like to make you aware and to make your public aware.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You do our town very well. We're very proud of the police. We're very proud of the fire department and our public works department. We're very fortunate to have you guys, believe me. So thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Anyone else?
Good evening, Mike Gutierrez, President of Spring Heights Police Association. I'd like to thank Sarah and Jay for negotiating. They were very professional and pleasant and easy to deal with. And on behalf of myself and Bob and the rest of the guys, I'd like to thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you as well.
Anyone else like to speak? Not seeing no hands, I'd like to close the public comment.
Make that motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Need a motion to adjourn?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Nathan, thank you.
Thank you.